Good morning, my millionaire growth partners. My name is Otis Tucker, the world's first trillionaire. I am creating heaven on earth, people. The way I do it is, number one, is that I help people to realize that what they consider to be their soul is the Spirit of God. Therefore, God lives inside of you. All you have to do is take possession of your soul, people, and you become God, and God can co-create with you. I am creating financial freedom for billions of people across the world, and primarily how I do that, people, is helping people to develop themselves to the point where they can get paid to exist. I am creating a million millionaires. I am the greatest leader that ever lived. I am God, people, and most important is that I manifest the words I speak. My message for you today, people, is how to heal yourself. First and foremost, man, you have to realize that, a lot of people out here have different traumatic experience throughout their lifetime. They're stressed out about different things. They feel as though their lives is not in their control. And there's times where I think everybody get to that point where they feel like that. But what I've learned, people, is that the way you take control of your life back is by identifying, well, you got to realize a big part of it is your emotions. You have to learn how to regulate your emotions. So the things that make you feel fear, address those first, because those are the ones that are causing the most stress and problems in your life. So the things that cause you to feel fear, you have to take the time and be aware. Choose to be aware, like, what is it that's causing you to feel anxiety, causing you to really be worried. And whatever those things are, people, is you got to face them. You have to face your problems. You have to face your dilemmas, And it's like the first step in being an alchemist is that you have to identify what the source of the problem is. Like, why are you stressed out? Why are you worried? Why are you feeling fear? And see, once you identify what that is, then in that moment of time of identifying the cause of the problem, is that, you make peace with it. You look at it and say, okay, great. Is this something that I can control? And if it's not something you can control, people's worthless to worry about things that you have no control over. You only control the things that you can. So in that instant of time, first and foremost, allow yourself to acknowledge that that's how it makes you feel. Maybe make you feel anxious, maybe make you feel worried. Identify that whatever is causing it, how it's affecting your body, how it's affecting your emotion. And then once you actually identify the effects that it's having on you, then you make peace with it by saying, okay, great. I acknowledge that this is what's going on. Like, choose to acknowledge it, people. And once you acknowledge it, then you start feeling a lot better, because now it's like you at least know what the problem is. And once you know what the problem is, people, then you could do something about it, Whether it's just making a decision to handle that later, or making a decision to take actions that you believe will help you to solve the problem in the short term. And any kind of movement, people, you'll find yourself start to feel better, because the biggest cause of stress and worry is to feel like you're not in control. So the fact that you at least identify the problem and you have a plan in place, you'll find yourself starting to feel better, like not as anxious anymore, because now it's like you got a solution to your problem. And that's literally the formula for everything that bothers you, man. Anything that make you feel hurt and pain, acknowledge that too. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's somebody that betrayed you. I mean, that happens, So it's like, okay, what are you going to do about it? You know what I'm saying? You have to make a decision. What I'm realizing, people, is that when you make a decision that you choose to make, then that gives you your power back, regardless of what it is. Even if it's just standing still, even if it's just pausing for a while, or it might be taking immediate actions. But my point is, people, is that to get rid of a lot of the stress and worry in your life is that you have to take control, man. And the easiest way to take control is by making a decision and consciously making choices, like choosing what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So I really and truly, people, just want you to really take your power back, man. I want you to take control over your life back. And again, the way you do it is just being aware. Awareness is the key to everything, people. And one of the biggest benefit too of healing yourself is that every time you heal yourself, it's also knowledge that you've created, because now you was able to identify the problem, you was able to create plans to go about solving the problem, and eventually something will work. So once that does work, you learn what does not work. So the next time you're faced with that circumstance, then you can alchemize it real fast, because you've already dealt with that before and you're past that now. And once you genuinely heal yourself, people, then you won't have to deal with that emotional tie again. You won't have to have that feeling anymore, because you have already made peace with it. And sometimes it's as simple as you saying, hey man, I forgive myself, for whatever that situation is, and you make peace with it, people. Make peace with your past, man, because you cannot change your past. The only thing you have control over, people, is the present. Your present action that you choose to take is what's dictating the future to come. So that's the only thing you control, is the present. So don't worry too much about past decisions you've made and regrets and feeling guilty or shame about something, because you can't do nothing about the past. So therefore, just make very intentional, conscious decisions that you can make in the present, because that's what you have control over. Take control of the things you can. The things you cannot, don't even worry about them. They'll be there. Don't worry about them. Just focus on the things you can. And the more you do that, people, you'll realize that you'll live a life of more ease. You'll definitely live a life with more peace, and it's like you're getting mentally and physically stronger too, because you're alchemizing or dealing with your circumstances, your problems and dilemmas, So anyways, man, that is indeed the message today, is that I want you to heal yourself, Don't look for external forces or sources to heal you. Heal yourself, man, and heal yourself again by facing your problems, identifying what they are, being very acutely aware of what's happening inside of you, especially the way you feel, people, because your feeling, your emotions is what carry those thoughts to your subconscious. Make sure that they're feelings that you want, positive feelings, not negative feelings. Anyways, man, shout out to my co-creators, man, of Heaven and Earth International. People, this is indeed the space where, as a collective, we are indeed creating heaven on earth, man. And what that looks like, obviously, is that we are intentionally putting positivity in the space every single day, because we understand that energy is everything and everything is energy. Therefore, we're intentionally putting our attention towards things that's elevating the vibration of things and people around us, by intentionally choosing to inspire, motivate, encourage, like, that's a choice, people. We're choosing to do that, man. And of course, most important, people, always be working on yourself. That's the number one task you can always be doing outside of other people, is work on yourself. Make sure that every single day you're getting better, you're improving every day. And what will happen over time, as you already know, is that you look up one day, whether it's 6 months, a year from now, and you're like, wow, how far have I come, And that's a blessing, people. That's a beautiful space to be, man, is to know that you're growing. And to me, that is living, is having the courage to face the unknown every day, and eventually realizing that, man, just from you being bold enough to do that, you become somebody new. You're becoming your higher, better version of yourself. Anyways, people, to be a part of this collective, these are the requirements. Number one is that you must choose to believe that the Spirit of God lives inside of you. Therefore, you are God, and you have the ability to create. You're a co-creator of God. You don't disown your arms. Why would you disown your soul? If your soul is God, therefore you are God. And you have His ability, the ability to create. You co-create together. Number two, people, is you do need to follow my social media pages, watch my videos, and as you do that, people, then what you're doing is that we're energetically linked when you follow my page, and the blessings that God is putting on my life, His favor that come upon my life, you get a share in that. You know, you get to connect with that energy, so that can transfer some of that into your life also. And last but not least, people, and most important, is that you must speak your truth, man. And what does that look like? Grab your phone, do a video, whatever God lays on your heart to talk about, and share it, man. As you share it, what happens is that you're helping people to get their breakthrough. But more important than that is that you're positioning yourself to do the work so that you can eventually get paid to exist, which is the ultimate goal. Get paid to exist, man. You know? So get busy speaking your truth, people. Anyways, man, shout out to Jamaica, man, who is the eye of this world. Shout out to Africa, who's the mother of this world. Shout out to the entire Caribbean and the African diaspora worldwide. People, you know, it's like, obviously we know I'm here to connect the Caribbean and Africa, but it's like, I want these countries to be consistently, intentionally working on improving the situation for the people in their countries. So obviously we all know Jamaica is the blueprint for countries across the world. I'm the blueprint for humanity. So it's like, for Jamaica right now, it's like things that I want us to continuously be focusing on is always realizing that your greatest asset is your people. That means that if you always make decisions from the space like your people is the greatest asset, then you would always be investing in your people and realizing that that's the most important thing, is to make sure that the decisions you're making as government and leadership is in the best interest of the people, especially for the long term, because short-term gains, that's what it is. It's short-term gains. It's temporary. We're looking for permanent fixes here. Therefore, we right now, biggest thing right now is to keep making sure we keep laying the foundation to be the next logistical node, fourth logistical node here within the next 5 years. By 2030, I don't see no reason why we can't make that happen, as long as we aggressively, continuously put together the framework and the things we need to put in place to make sure that happen. Also, in addition, while we're doing that, we have to continuously make sure that we are improving when it comes to manufacturing. You know, I think that all the natural produce and minerals that we have, all the basically the, what do you call it, the resources that we have, we should and must be making sure that we're adding value to those products before we shipping them out. We shouldn't be shipping out no raw material, because that'll be leaving too much money on the table. That money needs to go back to the citizens of your country, Jamaica or otherwise. So I want to make sure that as we continue to think about, again, the people being our greatest asset, we need to be creating high-paying jobs. And the way you do that, people, is by developing and creating industries. Again, we already talked about the fact that we have bauxite down there. We need to really aggressively continue to be developing aluminum, whatever that looks like. We need to make sure, again, that all of our produce, the stuff that we have, like yam right now is the biggest export, our coffee, our ginger, and all these other things, we need to find new markets, man, because right now, brand Jamaica is expanding rapidly, so why not capitalize on it? Reach out to countries, man, and we should be aggressively finding ways how to be shipping more of our spice overseas, you know? And all these ties back to what? Food security, which is always critically important. Food security and energy security, I think it should be the #1 priority of any and every country. Making sure that you have those things, because as long as you got those things, then you can create and empower any industry. Anyways, people, united we stand. We're choosing to stand united always. We are always going to choose to be our brothers and sisters keepers. And each one will always work on making sure we're teaching others, man, whatever we know. My declarations over your life, people, #1 is that you are a millionaire. You are married to the person of your dreams. You have amazing health and is in the best shape of your life, man. My prayer for you today, people, is that you really get busy healing yourself, though. Get busy healing yourself, because you're your greatest doctor out here, man. You can remove anything you don't want in your life by facing it head on and allowing yourself to feel the emotions, and then you make peace with it, you know? And as long as you're doing that, people, and you do that on a daily basis, you'll watch your life elevate and transform right in front of your eyes. You know, get busy healing yourself, people. I really believe in you guys. Y'all have a great day, and we'll talk tomorrow.